ladies. Gonna post into the Facebook group, let them know I'm going live. I don't know why I said that with a British accent, probably because I just watched a little bit of Britain's Got Talent with Sydney Christmas sang the greatest version of Tomorrow I've ever heard, because with Simon I don't actually really like that song much. But anywho, yeah. So I am looking a hot mess today. It's kind of been a shit couple of weeks, shit couple of years. Just one thing after the other with health and family and friends and people dying and illnesses and strife and general state of the world. But I'm here, I'm alive, I'm alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic, and yeah. I realized at the end of the last live stream that I had not finished 2.4. There's actually a little bit extra. There's like a little. I tell Hannah Beth in it to like cut it and put it at the end because I thought it was a good bit. But let's put the Spotify and take a listen. Oh, fuck you. And I said to play on Office. Echo, play Spotify.
Okay, here's Spotify. Resuming 2.4 The Dead of Time. Live your life. Meet the Potters.
Creating our logo, and Hannah Beth for editing our episode.
There we go.
You can find us on Instagram at FWH Pod.
And on Twitter at FWH Podcast.
And on our website at
FWHpod.com.
If you enjoy this podcast and would like to support and get extra content, please support us on Patreon and review us on Apple
Podcasts.
Thank you to those who support us already.
We wouldn't be here without you.
See you next
Firewhisky Friday. No, I was very proud of the music I managed to get for this. And if you're the it reminded me of the Hogwarts Express, which was a big part of why I picked it.
For those of you in the Firewhisky and Honey group, that is my Blaze.
My Blaze.
One of my friends from accent and stuff, but he comes across very similarly to how Blaze does in a lot of fan fictions, to the point where I even wrote a little one-chapter story where I took conversations I've had with him verbatim and just put them in dialogue between Blaze and Hermione, and it was great.
This is a true story.
And how they kept sending you musical instruments.
Yeah, the motherfucker who sent... Story time. I mentioned that my husband has found a annoying app that allowed him to go... And then he would immediately go...
DJ Khaled!
And he did that
So frequently. So frequently.
And it was
DJ Khaled.
Every goddamn time.
Because he's male me, because that's something I...
Which is funny, because they were nothing alike.
Horrible mistake of venting this to
Blaze.
my friend, one of my best guy friends. And Hannah Beth, I really think this actually should stay in the episode. Just clip it, throw it at the end. Deuces, folks. This guy... Deuces.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah, fuck, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Anyway, so I complained. And my friend, who we'll continue calling Blaze, was like, damn, it'd be really unfortunate if he started to get more annoying things. And I'm like, yeah, thank God this will die down and he'll be over it in like a day or two. Well, 2 days pass. And an Amazon box shows up, addressed to my husband. And I'm like, did you order something from Amazon? And he said, no. Did you? And I said, no. And we were like, maybe it's a late Christmas gift, or an early Christmas gift, or a late wedding gift. And he opens it up. And there was a kazoo. And there's also a plastic didgeridoo. And something else. A harmonica. And then the next day we get another box. And
Is
there was
there
a
a
train.
note?
Yes. No, there were no notes. And then the next day, a train was still there. And the day after that, a recorder arrived. And anybody who has suffered through an elementary school recorder concert knows how nice they are. And then a day went by with no box. And it's like, it's done. And then on the 5th day arrives a large box. And on the 5th day, the largest box yet came. And inside of the box was an accordion. And with the accordion came instructions on how to play Happy Birthday. The problem is, my husband is ADD and
He's
only
not.
got through before he got bored. So all he can play on the accordion is dun, 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 dun. And it lasted for about a week. And I wanted to kill Blaze. But then it also faded away and the fun faded away. And then a week ago, somebody found the goddamn fucking accordion.
Once
Guess
again.
you remembered how to play the first bar of Happy Birthday.
We need more patrons so Claire can have money to get said person back.
I'm about to start buying his wife all sorts of Redskin shit just because I know.
Yeah, that team doesn't exist anymore.
Computer. But not that he's addicted to something on a computer, but he's literally addicted to buying parts for his computer to make his computer ridiculously fast.
That is still
The
true.
following content is rated explicit for language in adult situations.
So listen with headphones or don't. We don't judge.
Have you ever wished that your world had more magic? How about a full-length book of your favorite childhood series?
We have a podcast review.
Hello, everyone. I'm Claire.
And I'm
And this is Firewhisky and Honey, the podcast about your favorite novel-length Potter fan fiction.
Dead of Time,
Each episode, we read a chapter of the story.
which I try to remember from week to week.
Try being the operative word. Oh,
Without
I like
further
that one.
ado, here's our recap of last week's chapter of The Dead of Time.
Also I forgot to open the story, so I now have to go. Oh my god, I was trying to find a fanfiction the other day, so now it's like Prodigal Witch, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Isolation, Fair Trade, Be Together. I feel like I shouldn't be reading these out loud because I'm definitely listing off like all of my smut. The Dead of Time. Have you ever heard of that one?
No.
No. We should read it.
Yeah, we probably should.
Excellent. But before we read it, there's just one tiny thing we need to do.
Oh god, we have to do the intro again. Oh god, don't tell me
No.
we have to do the intro.
We don't have to do the intro again. It's
Okay.
recorded.
Okay.
But you do have to give us a recap.
Okay, well, first off, I know that you called me and told me we were gonna do this, but I was cooking and then I had to eat and then I got too lazy to look back to see what happened. So I don't actually remember and I didn't do my homework, so that's my bad. And those two people that gave me the hate for that kid suck it.
I didn't know if you'd read those or not. I was really hoping you hadn't seen those reviews.
I didn't read them. You told me about them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know where the reviews are. I don't even know how to get them.
Dude, don't read them. They're bad. And they're mean. And I don't like them. And they're horrible people. No, they're not horrible people. They're just super judgy, which you shouldn't be on the internet. But
Say it to my face. Say it with your chest.
oh, throw my back out. Oh, that's too much of my chest.
We are 28 years old and we have back problems. What is this?
Well, I mean, I'm carrying the weight of my marriage. No, I'm kidding. That's Jimmy's doing that. That's why he's got so many.
Because you're boobs.
Well, that probably shouldn't be in there. In case future employers ever listen to this. But
Ha! Joke's on you. I don't have any future employers anymore. Eh.
So
Are we on chapter 19?
we are on chapter 19.
Oh, it's called Are You Serious?
It is spelled the way the word is, not the name. But anyway, so this is now going to be chapter. Let me see how many chapters we've recorded. I think we've recorded 4. So this is going to be chapter 5 of season 2, ladies and gentlemen. Which again, it is kind of hard to do because of the chapter numbering system, which Kat totally called us out on. Episode 2. What the fuck is up with this numbering system? Anyway, chapter 19, episode 5. Previously on
Firewhisky and honey.
I've been watching a lot of Netflix recently. Hermione.
Idea.
Yes,
Because
yes,
you've been watching a lot of Netflix, we could just press skip intro. You know people like fast forward, like they hit the 15-second thing, because I do that.
I usually try to keep this at like 30 seconds to a minute so that people can fast forward through it, and I think Hannah Beth tries to time it for us that way so that they can do that. But anyway, a quick rundown. Hermione is back in time. She's in 1971. It is August. She is living with James Potter and his parents, Doria and Charlotte, who we met in episode 3. We also met Tilly, the obnoxious but lovable house elf. And essentially, Hermione is about to start Hogwarts all over again. And the last thing we talked about in episode 18 was... Oh, right. She was getting along with James. They were playing games. Life was good. Eventually, they were planning on going to Diagon Alley.
My game is laggy.
I called her Hermione. Maya, as she will be referred to moving forward, has a nightmare.
Why is
James,
it Maya?
Hermione.
because her name is Hermione. Maya. Because it's the middle of her name. That is honestly one of the biggest hurdles that a lot of people have getting over in this story, because in their head they keep saying Mia, but it is Maya. Because it's Hermione. Anyway, Maya has a nightmare. James, Jamie, as she calls him, crawls into bed to wake her up, and he says, Maya, are you alright? And she cries, and she wakes up, and she looks at him, and she goes, Harry? And he says, it's James. And she goes, Janie? And he says, yeah, it's me. And then he says, it's okay, Maya, you're fine, I'll protect you now. Which is super cute brotherly thing to do. Also, they are being presented to the world as twins. Which is not super hard to do because the Potters were not really part of society and didn't show their kid around a lot. Sounds like a really fucking miserable childhood for him, but he seems happy, so like, you know.
We listen and we don't judge.
Chapter 19. Are you serious?
No, this is Patrick.
August 3rd, 1971. So she's been in the past now for 48 hours. Maya woke up the following morning on the right side of her bed next to Jamie, who was using their tightly clasped hands as a pillow under his cheek. She smiled sadly, staring at the boy who looked so much like Harry that her heart ached. Then again, most things hurt these days. She'd had nightmares constantly since Malfoy Manor, really. She had spent a month at Shell Cottage recovering from her run-in with Bellatrix Lestrange, where Sirius kept watch over her while she slept, guarding her against the night terrors that plagued her. When she moved into the Grimmauld place, where the memories continued to haunt her sleep, Sirius would be there to comfort her, more than likely feeling responsible, since it was his cousin who had tortured her. But when Sirius was not there, it was Harry who would hold her until she stopped crying and fell back asleep. Hold on. Harry, just let me see. I really hope that doesn't stay in the podcast.
I hope it does.
Rude.
Regarding James now, with his eyes closed, she could not help but see the son in the father, and it warmed her to think that somehow fate had smiled and given her a piece of Harry to keep with her in this time. Okay, it wasn't fate, it was Remus Lupin, but whatevs. Call me fate. James was abundantly kind about the situation, and instead of asking Maya a bunch of questions about her nightmares, or even bringing up the fact that he'd had to stay with her through the night, he teased her about her hair and began enthusiastically planning the rest of their day trip to Diagon Alley. Much like the morning before, they had breakfast as a family, the conversation littered with many warnings about wandering off. Most of these were directed at James, who appeared to be oblivious to his mother's stern gaze. When they stepped into the flue, arriving in Diagon Alley seconds later, Maya smiled at the familiar sights. Her focus was immediately drawn towards flourish and blots, a strong part of her eager to get her hands on the earlier editions of books she had bought during her own time. We took a moment to appreciate the fact that she goes back in time, sees Roll's bookshop, and goes, "Oh yeah, first editions."
Yeah, because she nerdy like that.
Yup. Ah, crap. I gotta remember my Doria voice.
Oh my god, you have to do voices. It's too much pressure on your brain.
Rude.
Can you two be trusted to be on your own while I head into Gringotts? Doria asked, her attention strictly on James. You don't trust your own son? He asked.
As a mom now. Fuck no.
The last time I brought you to Diagon Alley, you got lost for 3 hours, and we found you in the back storeroom of Sugarplum's sweet shop. Doria stared down at her son accusingly, and James rolled his eyes. That was not the last time we were in Diagon Alley. James scoffed, as if the date of the incident was the problem. He turned to Maya, shaking his head. Mum exaggerates. Maya quietly laughed as Doria's jaw twitched, clearly debating whether or not bringing him was a smart move on her part. I'll take care of him, Mum. Doria smiled thoughtfully at Maya. Then she turned and pointed a finger at her son. James, stay with your sister. I mean it, young man. You can look around for a bit, but meet me at Ollivander's in 20 minutes.
Ollivander's.
And don't wander. And do not go anywhere near Nocturne Alley. Yes, Mum. James bobbed his head. And the newly acquainted Potter twins
Good
were left
lord.
to their own devices.
These things like
One
running on
incredibly
dial-up.
eager to run amok.
Amok,
Do you want-
amok. Sorry.
Even from?
Hocus
This
pocus.
Pocus.
Where Sarah
Oh,
Jessica Parker's like, amok.
She was a gem in that movie. A true gift. They all are.
Claire, Mountain Dew isn't keto.
I was keto back then. Ish.
It's 0 sugar. It's just got aspartame, so it'll just kill me faster. Do you
Man,
want to go to Flourish and
I
Blocks?
really did
Maya
not
asked,
expect that
scanning
of
the
her.
shop with anticipation. James made a face at her idea. Or we could go to Broomsticks. Obscurest books? Maya suggested. He smirked. Counter your boring idea with a trip to Gamble and Japes.
The hell is
Joke.
that?
Literally the next sentence.
Oh, so it's kind of like Fred and George's thingy. Okay.
Yeah, except there were Zonkos. It's the Diagon Alley equivalent of Zonkos. A joke shop? Maya shook her head. Absolutely not. The last thing she needed was a Potter and a joke shop.
Get your head out your butt.
Or more like it to stick out your butt, but...
Wand.
But. She'd spent enough time dealing with Harry and Ron inside Zonkos, and eventually Weasley's Wizard Weezes. Though she missed her friends, she could not help but feel relieved that she need not worry about encountering Fred and George in this era. We should be looking for things on our lists for school. She frowned at him, unaware that he had adopted the look Doria used when trying to rein in her son. Fine. Let's head over to Quality Quidditch Supplies, then, he said, as though it was a great sacrifice on his part. You don't need Quidditch supplies, Maya scolded him. First years aren't allowed to play. Then I'll be pretty famous when I make the team, won't I? Youngest chaser in a century. That's what they'll call me, he said smugly. You're incorrigible, Maya said, laughing. While she knew James would not become the youngest chaser in the century, she could not help but feel a strange bit of pride in knowing that Harry would carry on James's Quidditch dream. Even if the sport was a ridiculous waste of time and an excuse to be barbaric, was it too much to ask to deal with a boy, just one boy in her entire life, who was not obsessed with the insane excuse for a sport? Flourish and Blacks first, and then I'll agree to accompany you to your little broom shop. It's not like we even have any money to buy anything just yet. We're only browsing while we're waiting for Mum. James looked to be okay with the small compromise.
That
and
is
she
true.
headed towards the bookshop. A thin,
Gideon and Fabian.
sour-faced
Gideon
woman
and Fabian?
stormed past Maya
Yeah.
on the right, her feet stomping a little as she sped forward. She glanced back once, dark circles beneath her
Those
eyes, and
raccoons
an
are
exhausted
glitching.
scowl fixed to her jaw. Severus, hurry! Your father wants us back before noon. Severus? Maya turned around to follow the woman's line of sight, but as she moved, she collided with someone, losing her balance, and gripped the only thing within reach to help her from falling, a threadbare coat. Don't touch me! The boy she had run into shouted. She looked up into a pale face draped in black hair, and dark eyes narrowed at her. Shocked at the familiar sneer, she let go of his coat and mumbled out a quick, "Oh, I'm sorry." His gaze narrowed angrily before shoving her out of his way. "Watch where you're going!" Maya tripped backward, still awkward in
Not a good idea.
frame. She tried to recover her balance, but fell to the cobblestone road, skinning her knees and scratching her palms against the rough surface of the street. "Hey! Don't shove my sister!" James yelled, rushing forward. "She should watch where she's going," the sour-faced boy said, glaring daggers at James as the two faced off. "Severus, get over here!" the gaunt woman yelled. James scowled.
Smack a fucking hoe.
"Sounds like Mummy's calling you." Maya sniffed and looked down at her
Whatever.
knee. It certainly was not the worst injury she had ever had to deal with, and she almost laughed at the sting of the cut compared to Cruciatus' curse, or the feeling of being splinched. No, this was nothing, though she was slightly embarrassed by tripping so easily. As James continued stalking after the other boy, presumably to make sure he didn't double back for another round, a shadow fell over Maya from behind. "Hey, you okay? That looked like a bad tumble." "I'm fine," Maya grumbled as she tried to pick a few bits of gravel out of the minor wound on her leg. "Who do you think it is?"
I feel
Who
like
else do we know in the Marauder area? We met
Area.
James, we just met Severus.
Really?
It's a guy. Guys, she can never play Jeopardy. She can't guess worth a shit. She turned her attention upwards to thank the person for being so considerate. But when she went to speak, her mouth fell open as she stared up into the color of gray that she was intimately familiar with, and instantly set her heart aflutter. The color of a campfire smoke on an early autumn morning.
Not gonna lie, the horses are a game changer for gardening.
She exhaled slowly and unconsciously whispered, "Serious?" The boy in front of her quirked an eyebrow, and a smile crossed his face. "Have we met?" Maya blinked. "What? You called me serious." "What?" she repeated, silently scolding herself for being so easily distracted that she broke one of the main rules of time travel. Cringing, she sought out an excuse to cover her tracks. "No, I said, are you serious? A bad tumble? Are you serious? I've had worse."
Nice
The boy
recovery.
pondered her answer as though he were trying to decide whether or not she was lying. "Huh." Maya swallowed and decided to go for casual. "Why did you think we'd met?" "My name is Sirius," he said with a wink.
Like an
She
affliction?
laughed. "Are you serious?" "Yep." He grinned, and Maya
Boo.
the Sirius Black. Her Sirius. No, not her Sirius. Her Sirius was not even her Sirius. And he was almost 30 years in the future, waiting around for her the day after her 19th birthday, when they were supposed to talk about their bond. Their bond. Maya's eyes widened as she looked at the boy, wondering if the bond still existed here and now. She recalled reading about the life debt ritual and how it was supposed to exist throughout time and space. But did that mean time travel as well? Certainly not. Hesitantly, she tried to seek out that magical feeling inside of her, but came up empty. Something was missing. "I'm fine," She finally answered Sirius's original question, trying to distract herself from gawking at him.
Oh,
Whew! That mountain did go.
there are a lot of regrets I have about this
His
show.
lovely
That's one of them.
aristocratic angles were hidden beneath the softer textures of his face, but she knew that those rounded cheeks left over from childhood would soon fade to reveal a chiseled jaw. His fair skin, not sickly pale like when she'd first seen him in the Shrieking Shack, contrasted dashingly against the shiny black hair that hung just past his ears. Without the aged lines, numerous scars and tattoos, Maya struggled to search the boy's face for the man who had left her in his family library just days ago. There was the smallest hint of mischief in the boy's eyes, and Maya smiled. Found you, Sirius, she thought to herself. He gestured to her knee, pulling her out of her daze. You're bleeding, is what you are. She frowned and looked down, embarrassed. Here. Sirius pulled a silk handkerchief from the pocket of his finely made robes, finer even than her own, which was truly saying something, as Tilly's seamstress skills were excellent. He knelt down at her side and held up the handkerchief.
We're gonna
She
cheat.
eyed the black silk, taking immediate notice of the black family crest embroidered in silver at the corner of the cloth. Are you sure? This looks expensive. He smirked. All the better to ruin it, then. She smiled gratefully and pressed the cloth to her small wound, wiping the blood from her skin. I'm Maya, by the way.
Himaya.
James returned to the jog. What an arse! You okay, Maya? He asked, concern and irritation in his voice. Fine, just scraped my knee. And watch your language. Maya smiled at James, who was ignoring her scolding in favor of observing the other boy. You get what a momentous occasion this is, right?
I get bit up to bit.
There's a lot of hand waving. James and Sirius are meeting for the first time. This is like me or you sending my daughter back in time and my daughter getting to see you and me meet for the first time. Except I'm pretty sure it involved some kid ripping a tooth out of your head and then giving... No, he ripped the tooth out of Abby's head and then gave you the high one for no reason.
Yeah, and I have no memory of this. I still don't even understand why she's even here. Like, I am so confused.
Well, I mean, think about it. She didn't get to have a childhood. Year one, she ended up on the chess table with Ron and Harry trying to save the Sorcerer's Stone, and in the books at least, ended up in the potions closet. In book 2, she turned herself into a cat and then got petrified by a basilisk. Book 3 had to deal with the time turner bullshit and constantly overburdening herself. And then, oh, by the way, her professor turned into a werewolf and tried to kill her. 4, she started dating an international Quidditch star, all while trying to help Harry survive the Triwizard Tournament, so that was stressful. In 5, they knew that the war was coming, and she had to go to the Ministry of Magic to fight off Voldemort, and then Sirius died, and that was rough. In 6, they were dealing with the fact that... Oh, and they were dealing with fucking Umbridge. And then in 6...
I'm trying to get enough Dreamlight to buy another island.
She's learning about all the Voldemort shit, and she's getting stressed out because Harry's beating her at potions. And then in 7, she was basically starving for a year as she tried to hunt down Horcruxes. So, like, she didn't have a childhood. Remus wanted her to have a chance.
So he sent her... So that's why he sent her back in time, so she could have a childhood.
Uh-huh.
Wow, okay.
He's giving her a do-over.
I want a
No Voldemort.
do-over.
Yeah, me too. Get a Remus.
Get a Remus. That sounds like a dirty Harry Potter story. What are you gonna do with that? Remus!
It's a real growler. It'll make you howl.
Peter story.
That part I don't get. I was making werewolf.
Oh, Quidditch.
Oh, beater. Quidditch. Oh, that's good. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking Quidditch. I was thinking werewolves. Also, one of our reviews said that we made too many penis jokes and had too much innuendo. Do you know what I say? They shouldn't take it so hard.
Well, then
Like a
have they
chick.
read this story? Because apparently, as you go on, things happen so they can suck it.
Like a penis.
That's correct. And I know what my excuse is. What is yours?
I have the maturity of a 13-year-old boy.
Spelled wrong.
And I spent time in the military, so I have an inappropriate sense of humor. Anyway, so last we talked, Jamie and Sirius were about to meet. Find your script money and watch your language. Maya smiled up at James, who was ignoring her scolding in favor of observing the other boy. Sirius reached out to Maya, helping her to her feet, and she awkwardly slipped his handkerchief back to him with a grateful look. Hey, thanks, mate. James extended a hand to Sirius. Sirius nodded, taking the hand. No problem. James, this is Sirius, Maya said, smiling brightly, at what she suddenly realized was a very historically important moment. She beamed at the two boys, searing the memory into her mind. She hoped that she could keep it so when, or if, she returned to Harry, she could tell him all about it, or, better yet, show him instead of a pensieve. Sirius, this is my brother James. You like Puddlemere? Sirius asked, gesturing to the shirt that James
Puddlemere
was wearing
United.
beneath his open robes. Doesn't everyone? James grinned. I don't, Maya interjected. I don't like Quidditch much. You don't like Quidditch? Both boys shouted at the same time, eyes wide and gaping at her as though she had just sprouted a second head. What the hell, Maya? James clutched his chest as his heart broke. I knew you didn't want to go into the Quidditch shop, but I didn't know it was this bad. He shook his head. Considering his reaction, Maya might as well have been infected with dragon thoughts. What's wrong with you? Sirius gaped. James sniffled. Why do you want to hurt me? Oh, for the love of Merlin! Maya rolled her eyes, the melodramatic scene playing out before her. Can we go get our books now? No way, James said with a scowl, his eyes narrowed at the bookshop. That greasy-looking git that just knocked you over is in Florissant Blocks with his mum. I'd rather avoid meeting him again. Who was he? Sirius asked, a matching scowl crossing his face. James shrugged. No idea. Just another sleazy snake in the making.
No.
Not a fan of Slytherins? Sirius asked. Why? Are you planning on becoming one? James joked. Then again, anyone who would plan on being sorted into Slytherin has to be mental. Sirius laughed awkwardly and sighed. His smile completely faded from sight as he muttered, Not like I have a choice. Sirius O'Brien Black. Maya's eyes widened at the familiar sound of Walburga Black, and she spun to see the horrible witch cross the street, alive and in the flesh. It was more than a little uncomfortable to see the woman in front of her, and not be able to cover her up with curtains after spending months inside Grimmauld Place being screamed at by her portrait. Walburga Black never hesitated to call her a filthy mudflake who was tainting the ancient healthy house by stepping foot inside. The wretched woman glared down at Sirius as he filmed across the street, ignoring James and Maya entirely. Did I not tell you to stay by your brother? What for?
Good call.
He hasn't let go of your skirt all morning. Sirius eyed the smaller boy who was, in fact, holding on to Walburga's hideous black dress with a tight fist. His gray eyes, so similar to Sirius's, were small and wide, as he looked nervously between his mother and his brother. Maya held her breath
Mother and
beside
brother.
him, Regulus Black, remembering the grief in her Sirius's eyes when he spoke of his brother's death. This younger version of Sirius did not look overburdened with grief. Instead, he appeared to be fuming with the boys. You probably didn't even realize I was gone until you looked for him. You watch your mouth, you little... Walburga raised her hand, clearly having no qualms about striking her own child in the very public square of Diagon Alley. Sirius, defiant as ever, did not even flinch. Maya, however, felt like reaching for her wand to defend Sirius, only to remember that she no longer had a wand. Walburga, Doria interrupted as she glided over, approaching the scene. First calm as she sounded, Her eyes were cold and hard as she stepped between Walburga and Sirius, forcing him to stand side by side with James and Maya. Walburga glared, lowering her hand. Aunt Doria. Doria looked over at Walburga as if assessing her. It's been a long time. Not long enough, Walburga seethed. Lifting a slender brow at the childish antics, Doria looked away dismissively. Still as dramatic as ever, I see. Still married to a blood traitor, I see. Blood traitor, yes, Doria laughed, looking down to examine her manicured fingers. How clever of you. My brother must be so proud. Still caught up in the word aunt that Walburga had put
Followed by
Doria's
brother.
Maya quietly observed the two women. She had almost forgotten that Harry's...
Does that mean she married her own uncle?
She'd researched it, of course, in preparing for the life debt ritual, needing something from the black bloodline in order to call for Sirius. However, she had all but forgotten the connection after meeting Doria face to face, finding no similarities between her adoptive mother and the vile witch standing in front of her. Walburga turned her focus to James. I heard you had a child some time ago. Yes, this is my son James and my daughter, Maya, Doria said. A daughter, too, Walburga said the word as if it came with great shame. I'd not heard. She openly patted Regulus on the head, silently showing off that she had provided not just one, but two sons to the noble and most ancient house of Black, thus one-upping Doria. Well, you know how society is once you've got the heir. What more reason is there to celebrate? Doria remarked sardonically. Walburga inclined her head. I suppose you're right. I was being sarcastic, you overstuffed bint, Doria said.
I love that.
Nose twitching.
Well, that's
James
cute.
and Maya both goggled, wide-eyed up at their mother, who was usually so calm and collected, but had just displayed the classic black temper, gray eyes narrowed at Walburga. Sirius, however, beamed up at Doria Potter as though she were the greatest thing he had ever seen in his entire life. With a look of awe on his face, he grinned and extended his hand to her. Sirius Black, ma'am. An absolute pleasure to meet you. Doria Potter. She smiled down at the boy, ignoring the look of loathing that crossed Walburga's face as she took Sirius's hand. And whom do you belong to? She asked knowingly. The sound of Walburga grinding her teeth together was audible as she fumed. That is my son. Doria gasped in faint shock. But he can smile, Walburga. Where on earth could he have learnt to do that?
I fucked up.
His grin widened, and he looked over at James and Maya with great appreciation before turning his admiration back to Doria. Sirius is the heir to the noble and most ancient house of Black, Walburga said proudly, though she refused to look at the son she spoke so highly of. The same son she had nearly struck only moments ago. You remember that, don't you, Doria? My own house? Yes, I'm fairly certain I can recall. Walburga snorted. Surprising, considering that you refused to act accordingly. I act as my conscience dictates, and I teach my children to do the same, Doria said, affectionately moving to stand behind James and Maya, putting a hand on each of their shoulders. Shame! Walburga glanced down at the children as if Doria's actions immediately labeled them as blood traitors. I teach my children obedience and tradition. You teach bigotry and hatred, and you don't fool me for a second.
This aged like wine.
You were a viper ready to strike.
I already did that.
Envisioning Doria Potter as a Slytherin was not so very difficult for Maya. Maya tugged on Doria's sleeve, eager to get away from Walburga. Mum, are we supposed to be getting our wands soon? Yes, well, Doria let out a shaky exhale. If you'll excuse me, Walburga, my family and I have some school shopping to do. Sirius is attending Hogwarts this year as well, certain to make Slytherin House very proud.
Yeah,
Walburga
fat
took her nose
chance.
in the air and stormed away, clearly eager to have the last word.
Nope.
Doria,
Shit,
likewise, turned
Foggy's
and walked
foot.
off in the opposite direction, Regulus immediately followed after Wahlberger, but Sirius did not move. I heard it this sorting. We have to fight a dragon, he said with a grin, acting as though nothing had happened. Maya shook her head. That's rubbish, Sirius. Sirius, come! Wahlberger screamed from across the street, but Sirius continued to ignore her. James is
Oh, don't get me wrong. My kid gets annoying as fuck.
Jamie, you don't have
Still,
to fight
would
the
never talk to him like
dragon,
that.
Maya insisted. Sirius grinned excitedly. I hope it's a Chinese fireball or a Peruvian viper mouth. Wicked! The boys laughed when they realized they'd both spoken simultaneously. Maya glowered. Are you
That
two
won't get
even
annoying.
listening to me? Sirius, come! Wahlberger screamed once more, stomping her foot. Woman treats me like a bloody dog, Sirius growled. Maya stifled a laugh as he began to move. We'll see you on the train. Save me a seat, he said, smiling as he turned to catch up with his family. He dodged to the side as Wahlberger tried to smack him, laughing when she missed her target. Well, Doria said as the children caught up with her. Interesting friend you've made. What do you think of Wahlberger in the flesh?
Kind of a butt thing.
Roll back. What do you think of Baby Sirius?
He's cute.
Not gonna lie, this was like one of my favorite parts when I first started reading the series, simply because, like, Baby James and Baby Sirius, you don't see any of that in the original series, so it's kind of fun to see them, like, interacting and how similar they are to, like, Harry and Ron, almost. But also, how great is Doria?
That's his mom.
Yeah. Well, Doria is Maya and Jamie's mom.
Yeah. I dig her.
Yeah, she's kinda nice.
Digger.
Did somebody have a long day?
So fucking tired.
No, it's just sometimes I just don't have reactions. I can't help it. It's part of my genetic condition.
Oh yeah. Forgot about your genetic condition, which is not as rare as you thought it was. You're not a special snowflake.
Unicorn.
Unicorn.
Whatever. I don't even care.
She did, in fact, care.
Bring my horns to this foot.
You don't have one if you were unicorn. Well, maybe you're still a unicorn and still kind of rare, but there's like more of you than you thought, so you're like a rhinoceros.
Yeah, but I've never met any of my rhinoceros friends, so therefore I'm still a unicorn.
That's fair. Also, I definitely got a reusable grocery bag from the San Diego Zoo that says "Save the Chubby Unicorns," and it's got an outline of a rhinoceros, and it's hot pink, and I love it.
You have a reusable grocery bag. When did you become Brianna?
I've got like 6 of them.
You dirty hippie.
They're one.
Which is funny because she ended up being way more hardcore about that than I did.
I've never even heard of that.
It's like a really cheap Whole Foods. Apparently they're better stateside than they are in the UK, because in the UK people are like, all these sucks, and over stateside we're like, oh, these amazing. But no,
I am now
when I went to Trader Joe's, because Trader
hardcore
Joe's
Aldi shopper.
And they're really cute. And I don't hate the environment. If I can use reusable shit instead of using plastic, I will.
Well, I don't hate the environment either, but sometimes I forget. I just got my mom off plastic water bottles, okay? One step at a time. Yeah. I was going to ask our listeners in England about something, but I forgot. I'll think about it. There was something I saw the other day that I was like, somebody has to know this, but I can't remember what it is. I can say a Russian word.
Здравствуйте.
No.
До свидания.
До свидания.
No.
Спасибо.
Привет.
No.
Ah.
Спасибо.
No.
See?
I'm out of Russian words.
What the? That's my Russian word. Oh, I love words with two black and two words.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I'm so tired.
And this has been Weird Noises from Cat that is going to keep Claire up with nightmares.
Hey, if
Facts.
people can willingly go on YouTube and listen to people slurp pasta, they can listen to me go like,
Oh man.
Mm-mm.
Jimmy's gonna be. Oh god. Hannah Beth is gonna think we're done. This is really long. Okay, we're cutting ourselves off. We're not gonna.
Oh my god, I thought the episode was over.
Focus on book.
Oof.
but people liked it. I
Die. It's gonna be our bonus content for January. We're just gonna like all the shit we cut out. Just you're fucking welcome, guys. Oh my god, Hannah Beth, I kind of want to be involved in like the editing of this because I just feel like it needs to be like it needs to start with, oh god, this is gonna end up on the blooper reel, isn't it? And then something like, oh wait, let me say something, and then yeah, I'm just having a lot of ideas. I watched too many YouTube videos. It looks like you're picking your nose.
I'm not.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, that pink finger looks like a knuckle and a half deep. Goddamn. And no, it's just resting directly below. It's weird.
Yeah, she was like this.
I need to find somewhere comfier to
like,
sit
damn.
next time my back is killing me and I want some ice.
That's almost what happened with me if I ate my wings while recording.
Oh, so you do like Joey's ex-girlfriend in Friends, where she's like,
God, it's like the worst episode. I was just like cringing. Oh my god, no, we're reading. Jesus Christ.
she doesn't know where she left off.
Nope.
I found it and lost it and found it again.
That's what he said.
Oh god, cake nails are so good for head scritches. Anyway,
Scritches.
I have a dog. Everything scritches me. Well, Doria said as the children caught up with her. Interesting friend you've made. Maya sighed, her heart clenching as she suddenly realized just how much she had missed Sirius's smile and laughter. It's nice. A boy shoved me down and Sirius helped me, she explained, gesturing to her skinned knee. Oh, fuck, now my eye itches.
Son of a burger black. Son of a burger black. It's saying that now.
Walbert. I'm sorry. What did you say? Well, his mom is a bitch, so it's literally just saying son of a bitch, but we're giving the bitch a name, and it's Wahlberga.
Yeah, it's the female whatever. It's Spanish of Wahlberg.
My fucking mouse just died.
No, do not taint my beloved Marky Mark with this bitch.
Oh yeah, that's dead.
A
Cool.
son of Wahlberga.
Oh no, how am I gonna stop streaming?
Victoria laughed softly as she knelt down to examine Maya's injury. She waved her wand gently over the scrape, cleaning what was left. Salazar Slytherin must be rolling in his grave. Both James and Maya laughed. All right, we're a little behind, thanks to that nonsense. I would have just walked away had it been anyone else.
Oh
no. But there's something incredibly satisfying about ruffling that vulture's feathers.
Hey, that was a good line for us. We're a little behind thanks to that nonsense.
Oh my god.
That should be the title of this episode.
That should be the next week out.
I really hope these still work.
What picture would you put on?
Okay, it's still kind of lighting up, but not really.
Then if you do it like off close and crap. Put like a little snake in there because Doria's is still going.
Oh, it is still working. Oh,
It is so itchy. Oh my god, everything is dry and I hate it. I need to drink water before I start thinking about it. No comment. Moving forward. Yeah. God. Oh my god, my eye hurts so bad. What is happening?
You have a sty.
I don't have a sty, but there's something in my eye.
Yeah, it's
so
called
bad.
an eyeball. She won't stop rubbing it. She can't stop
so
rubbing it.
bad. It's so bad. Okay, oh my god. Fight me.
Akio eyeball fixer.
Akio contact liquid solution.
You don't wear contacts.
I do
Nope,
not.
but my husband does.
Oh my god, stop rubbing it. You're gonna make it worse.
It's...
I don't care.
The Potter family made their way to a narrow, shabby-looking shop ahead of them. Peeling gold letters over the door read, Ollivanders, makers of fine wands since 382 BC. Alright, hold on. Jesus, stop. The Potter family made their way to a narrow, shabby-looking shop ahead of them. Peeling gold letters over the door read, Ollivanders.
Oh my god, you already read that.
I know. Well, I was gonna read it again so that she would have continuity and wouldn't have to like cut all of your singing out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna reread that paragraph again.
Okay.
Butthole.
You take that back, you butt face.
I don't want to hear it, Grundalow.
I don't know what that means.
I know what I'm gonna.
Grundy Low and mixed it with Grundle.
Oh my god. I know what I'm gonna call
That makes more
that.
sense. Jesus Christ.
Don't. I got you a Galentine's card.
I got a card.
Actually, no, I didn't get you a Galentine's card. I got you a card. It's not for Galentine's Day, though.
What is it for?
You'll see. The Potter family made their way to a narrow, shabby-looking shop ahead of them. Peeling gold letters over the door read, Ollivanders, makers of fine wands since 382 BC. Maya smiled brightly up at the sign, and James bounced on his toes as they entered the shop. Good afternoon, Mr. Ollivander smiled as they approached the counter, glancing with anticipation at the children. Maya regarded the old man who, only months ago, had been devastatingly unhealthy the last time she had seen him at Shell Cottage. The man before her now looked bright and healthy despite his age, obviously eager to help two new customers. Doria Black, Mr. Ollivander said with a tone of fond nostalgia. 10.5 inches, cherrywood, pliable, dragon heartstring car. Doria chuckled. It's Doria Potter now. My children are going to Hogwarts this year and are in need of wands. Mr. Ollivander grinned. Always happy to provide wands to the new Potters. Charles's wand is 11 inches walnut, supple, with the core of a unicorn hair.
Fuck you.
Fighting bit. It's an accent.
I wasn't laughing at your accent. I was laughing at what you said.
Oh, damn it. This is why people are mad we make too many penis jokes. But I'm fine with it. Supple.
Huh?
Pliable. Supple. Pliable. Dragon heartstring car.
Oh, I totally thought you were saying, like, mean cuss words to me in another language there for a second. I was like, what in the crap does that mean?
Pokemon.
Pokemon
I think the only thing, I don't even know if I pronounce it right in Gaelic, is Pokemon, which is kiss my ass.
Okay, you're not Claire from Outlander. You don't have to talk.
Yeah, she speaks in an English accent.
Bitch, that's not a Scottish accent, that's an Irish accent. Also, Claire's English. Although in real life she's Irish. So. But anyway, you know it is, you great show-off, Doria said in amusement. James, you first. Hold out your arm. That's it. Mr. Ollivander measured James from shoulder to finger, then wrist to elbow, shoulder to shoulder, knee to armpit, and around
What
his
is he getting measured for a suit?
It's he does that in the movie.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Nuh-uh. 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 First big group
It was
people
then
watching.
that Catherine had her mental breakdown.
I've already had that.
Yeah. It was not pretty, people. As he measured, he said, Every Ollivander wand has a core of powerful magical substance, Mr. Potter. We use unicorn hairs, phoenix tail feathers, and the heartstrings of dragons. No
What?
two Ollivander wands are quite the same, just as no two unicorns, dragons, or phoenixes are quite the same. And, of course, you'll never get such a good result with another's wand.
And she makes a good cup of cool. God, you sound like Mrs. Doubtfire.
I'm not Mrs. Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire talks like this.
Same thing.
No, that was actually...
That also was not Mrs. Doubtfire.
It is so hard for me to switch between Irish and Scottish because they're so similar.
And every Irish and Scottish person ever got so angry.
For bonus episode. Maya blinked, wondering if her original wand was somewhere in the shop, waiting to choose her, or if, perhaps, she would end up with something different and the beautiful vinewood wand would sit on a shelf and wait. After only 3 tries, James eagerly reached out for an 11-inch mahogany wand with a unicorn hair core as Mr. Ollivander held it out to him. His eyes lit up and he let out a breath. "This," he whispered, "this feels good." He grinned and swished the wand, which immediately sparked red and gold. "Oh, wonderful, wonderful," Mr. Ollivander exclaimed.
I have no idea what
This
that fucking
very
accent is,
good
y'all.
magic. Good for transfiguration. Now, the young lady. He looked to Maya, who immediately approached the couch to be measured like her brother had been. The wand maker turned to the shelves and pulled out 3 boxes for her to try. The first was a brittle ash wand with the core of a unicorn hair, but it did not touch her fingers for longer than 3 seconds before he shook his head and removed it from her grip. "Ah, here." He pulled a familiar-looking wand from a box, and Maya's eyes widened. No, absolutely not. "Only in phoenix feather, 11 inches, nice and supple." Do you know whose wand that is? Phoenix feather. It's Harry's wand. That's the next line. Harry's wand. Maya recognized it immediately and hesitated to touch it. She knew this wand and knew its brother, and she's... What's the brother wand? What's the brother wand? No. Voldemort's. Voldemort and Harry have, their wands both have the core from the same phoenix, so that's why they can't kill each other with each other's wands, which is why Voldemort wanted the Elder Wand.
Stop asking me questions you know I know no answer to.
I am providing you education so that on the eventual day when we get to Goodwill Bar and do Harry Potter trivia, that you're not just lead weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got knowledge too, man. I got knowledge that you would suck at, and then you want me. I know what J-Lo wore to that grocery store.
Yeah, you're the pop culture. You're 100% pop culture. So she hesitated to touch it. She knew this wand and knew its brother, and she swallowed hard as she slowly put her hand out, panic rising to the surface. She refused to swish it, to flick it, or to move it at all. Mr. Ollivander focused. She doesn't want to play with Harry's wand, okay?
Yeah, because Ron will punch him in the face. What are you doing, bro?
Mr. Ollivander focused on her and frowned at her reaction to the wand and removed it from her palm, watching as she let out a deep sigh of relief. "Interesting," he muttered.
Very interesting.
A warmth ran across her fingers like soft bath water after being out in the cold for too long. "This feels familiar." "Oh, good," Mr. Ollivander smiled. 10 1/4 inch, fine wood with the core of a dragon heartstring. Maya stared at the man. It was not her original wand. The measurements were slightly off, but it felt familiar in her hand. "Dragon heartstring?" "Yes, Miss Potter. Very powerful. The dragon that donated the heartstring was an old Ukrainian ironbelly. He donated 2 others that year. A wand made of willow that I sold to a young Muggleborn girl just this week, and another vinewood in the back, just a bit longer than this." The Muggleborn who bought it earlier that week is Lily Evans, who will eventually become Lily Potter. And the other vinewood is Hermione's that she will pick up in the future. Somehow, she had ended up with the sister wand of her original. It made Maya feel like she had not left it behind in 1998 after all. "Perfection as usual, Mr. Ollivander." Dorius smiled and placed 14 galleons in the wand maker's hands. He bowed in thanks and escorted the Potter family through the shop door. maybe this won't be that bad, Maya thought. 1971 was slowly beginning to feel like home.
Dun, dun, dun.
Boom! Chapter finished. So, you got to meet Snape. He's a little butthole, and now you know why Snape and James don't like each other. It's because Snape knocked over Maya. And you got to see James and Sirius meet. You got to meet Regulus. You got to see Walburga, Mr. Ollivander. What you think?
Well, it's definitely getting interesting. I just can't wait until I get to say more. Because I literally have nothing to say.
Yeah, I feel like I like reading some of the lines because I remember how much I loved reading them, but I'm worried that they don't come across as well in my voice as they do when you actually read them on the paper because I think they're funnier. But I genuinely enjoy this just because, like, you know Dory is a Slytherin. You talk about the fact that Dory is a Slytherin, but you don't really get to see that side of her very often. And you see it a little more throughout the story, but this is the first time that the snake really comes out. And you see that sort of lash out, protective, almost like a tiger mom. She is the mother I aspire to be someday.
And that's why they're gonna like being at my house.
Why? Because I'm not going to have an issue with smacking a hoe?
Nice face.
I, in fact, do have an issue with smacking a
It's
hoe.
the only one I got. Anyway. Well, we did it. Chapter 19. We're almost 20 chapters in, which means we've been on the air for almost 20 weeks.
And a million more to go.
Yep. And I'm trying to think. So it's episode 3 coming out tomorrow. Episode 4. Oh, we didn't do. No. Yes. Okay. Oh, this is our Valentine's episode, I think. Yeah, because this is episode 2. It's Valentine's Day, cat. It's Galentine's Day, cat.
Yeah, that doesn't really make me feel any better either. Sorry.
It's okay. Jimmy doesn't do Valentine's Day, so you have to be my Valentine.
Well, there are these parents that were on the news, and they're from Jersey, and I think they have 3 or 4 kids, but all of their kids had the same birthday, and they did the math, and they were all on Valentine's Day that they were conceived. So the mom is like, we don't celebrate anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Awkward. Although I did just realize so these are the static nails. I ordered these other ones, but they came from China, and now I'm scared I have the coronavirus.
Okay, nobody cares. I'm probably the blind.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye. Love you. So, funny story, everybody. We may have accidentally forgot to record our thank you to the Patreon supporters. We love you guys, but we are also very tired. So we apologize for the fact that we forgot to thank you. And
Nothing has
apologize for
changed.
putting my hand in front of my mouth and trying to make another understand.
Literally what I'm doing right now.
Nothing.
Hilarious. Nothing
Shout
has
out
changed.
to all of our new supporters, because there are a lot of new supporters this week. And I say this week, it's been like 2.5 weeks since we recorded. So, we'd like to give a big shout out to our newest supporters. We have Adela Blanca, Katie Beth Brandt, Kristen Wilnow, and Christy Harper.
It's crazy how many of
also
those
have
names
to
I
say
recognize because
that she's
I
from
would
the
go
lab.
on to say
She's
them
the
for
lab
the
boy.
rest of the show.
This supporter was a wolf and loves us so much that she wanted to become a fox. So we'd like to give a big shout out to God, I hate this name. Love you, hate your name. Rachel
Gowan. Gowan.
Gauchen. Gauchen.
Gowan.
Gauchen.
Gowan.
Gauchen. Fuck it. Rachel, thanks, boo. You the bomb. And now we get to give a big shout out to our Fox producer level supporters who we love and appreciate and who keep us going. This is a big thank you to Carissa Horton, Krista, Ryder, Ashley Thurman, Brittany Tribble, Claire Luciano, Elise Folson, Jillian Foles, Martina Miranda Eskew, Sophie Sigatora, Amanda Zurcher, Ashley Enstrom, and Laura Rivers. And to our 2 new foxes, Rachel Gowan and Adela Blanca. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you keeping the lights on. And as of this month, we are officially paying Hannah Beth. Yay, Hannah Beth.
Whoa!
Thank you. Appreciate it. We love you all a lot, and we appreciate you guys listening. We will catch you next.
Wait, we're Firewhisky and Honey Friday. That's it. Sorry. Yes.
Firewhisky Friday. Firewhisky Friday. Literally an alliteration.
Like,
what is it?
Firewhisky Friday. Like,
Yay!
Gotta have the alliteration, just like J.K. does in the book. Pansy Parkinson.
Yep. Also, if you got Luna Lovegood, hello. But also, if you guys have not been following our blog, you can head over to fwhpod.com. And I actually do have blog posts up for every single episode, and I am writing them before the episode is released, and it is usually released at the exact same time as the episode. I highly recommend listening to the episodes if you don't know what the hell is going on in the story, because we do talk about a lot of stuff. But I hope you all enjoy. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, or morning, or afternoon.
Whatever time it is.
If you are a Shonda Rhimes fan, have a good TGIT.
Or a good Wednesday. I have now started calling Wednesday instead of hump day, it is slump day. Because I feel pretty slumpy. But if it's a Monday, happy Monday. If it's Tuesday, go have some tacos. If it's a Saturday, fuck you, because I have work in the morning. And if it is a Sunday,
or whatever religion you practice.
exactly. Which would generally be either two big monotheistics or Saturdays, Sabbaths, but
Follow.
Get your alm on.
Okay, we're done. Yes, I want ice cream.
We're done.
I'm sweating. My back hurts.
Ice cream. Also, Kat spent this entire time recording in the closet again, so big shout out to her. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you. Bye. Mean it.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Fire, Whiskey, and Honey.
A special thank you to Shirlani for allowing us to read your story.
And thank you to Blue Ivy Creations for creating our logo and Hannah Beth for editing our
episodes.
You can find us on Instagram at FWHPod.
And on Twitter at FWH Podcast.
And on our website, FWHpod.com.
If you enjoy this podcast and would like to
Just doing
support
random
us
shit for this one.
please support us on Patreon and review us on Apple Podcasts.
Thank you to those who support us already.
We wouldn't be here without you.
See you next Fire Whiskey Friday.
And then we've got an open space there for whatever house comes next. Not mad about my little princess field. Maybe I'll put Pocahontas over here. I could. Anyway, well, that's the end of the episode. I'm...
Alright, hold on. Jesus. I can't tell if, like, I got hair in it. What?
Go rinse out your eyes so I can sing to the people.
Oh my god.
No, we did add something at the end of this one. Glad I didn't stop.
Yes, yes. What song do I want? What song do you all want? Okay, okay. Well, I'm not gonna sing a rap song because that has bad words in it. Trying to learn a rap song, people. Oh, another rap song. Okay, what should I sing to you all today? What should I sing? What should I sing? Ooh, okay. Okay. Yeah, birds need bees and ice needs whiskey. Boys like me need girls like you. The kids be fishing in the dark needs nitty gritty under that pale moon. Sweet tea needs that sugar stirring. Small town nights need both as burden. Shades need drawing. Hearts need falling. Boots need knocking. Knocking boots. Oh!
I leave to wash out my eye, and that is the best you can come up with.
Well, I
actually
was
pretty good.
gonna sing of the rap song I'm trying to learn, but it has really bad words in it.
Yeah, don't do that one. This is a family show. I'm kidding. This is not a family show.
It
That's
is
a
not a
fucking
family show, but I had country singers on my mind because Stapleton is gonna be up by you in October.
I know, and I want to
And you
go.
said that I can't see him with. Yeah, but you said I can't see him without you because you'll kill me.
So
I think she
choose
ended
him
up-
then, because I'll be alone.
By myself.
Don't wanna be home by myself anymore.
I took that way too seriously.
Cue Bridget Jones on the couch.
Exactly.
That's me. That's my life. I am Bridget.
Oh, God.
Just tell me you like me just the way I am.
Yeah. Classic. Absolute necessity.
Anyway,
Serious.
so that was the end of the episode. God, I fucking miss her. Anyway, ooh, I have another snow angel. Alright, well, with that, I guess I will see y'all later. Where the fuck was I gonna put her? Oh, it's over here. Anyway, I will see you kids. Wait, what? Where did I put? Did I not put? I put Beauty. I did not put Cinderella anywhere. Okay, so Cinderella also needs to get over here at some point. Anyway, alright, well, cheers, guys. Thanks for those of you who joined in. For those of you who join in after the fact, feel free to leave comments, and I'll be back for